Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild. In today's episode, one of my subscribers told me to rebuild the New Orleans Saints, and he said good luck with the cap room, and that's going to be really hard for me. But before we get into this video, I just want to mention if we could hit a like goal today of 40 likes. I know that seems a lot more than usually I ask for 30, but I would appreciate it. Really helps boost the video. Really need to mention that at the start. But this is what we got for the team. They got Derek Carr, who I like Derek Carr. I like him as a player. I think he's a good player. But what I think Saints fans need to understand is you have to have bad years for you to have good years. You have to be bad. You have to be like a really bad team sometimes to end up being good. Like the Jaguars. They had the #1 pick back to back. And you know what they got? They got a good defensive end who shows a lot of potential, and they got Trevor Lawrence. They went from being the back-to-back worst team in the league to competing in a very close game in the divisional round against the Kansas City Chiefs. If you constantly keep having just an average team over and over again, don't get me wrong, the Saints have good players on this team, especially on their offensive line. Chris Olave is a great pickup. Cam Jordan's good. He's getting old. Demario Davis, good. He's getting old. Tyrann Mathieu, good. He's getting old. Marshawn Lattimore, he's great. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great players on this team, but if you do not have bad years, you will not be a very good team again. It's just a straightforward opinion. Sure, I think the Saints could make the wild card, but are they going to get any further than that? I don't know. Is Derek Carr going to lead you to the promised Neverland? I mean, the promised land. The promised Neverland is a place that you don't want to go. If you want to find out about it, it's on Netflix. The promised Neverland is not what I meant. Is he going to lead you to the Super Bowl? Absolutely not. Let's get down to earth here, Saints fans. Derek Carr is not going to lead you to the Super Bowl, but I'm not hating on Saints fans. I'm not hating on the Saints. Again, he's a good player. I just don't think it's a good move because I think you not consistently, you may have to have 1 or 2 bad years. You may have to bite the bullet on a few contracts, such as Andreas Pete's contract, for you to be good. But that's what we're going to do here in today's rebuild. I put Andreas Pete on the trade block because whoever wants this god-awful contract can take it. But other than Andreas Pete, the offensive line is good. Michael Thomas, I'm probably going to have to trade away eventually because his cap room is terrible. Alvin Kamara, I'm gonna keep him on the team. There's been a lot of allegations of him being arrested or him being cut on the team for his outside or off the field actions, you could say. I'm going to keep him. I don't know if they're going to follow through with that. Chris Olave, great player. I personally think he should have won Rookie of the Year. He wasn't even in the contention. Brock Purdy was there for some reason. But anyways, defensively, on the defensive line, Bryan Bresee, Isaiah Folksky, 2 great pickups. I think Bryan Bresee was an amazing pickup for the Saints. Cam Jordan, again, he's great, but he's old. Demario Davis, he's great, but he's old. Tyrann Mathieu, he's great, but he's old. Marcus May, he's great, but he's not old, but in Madden 29 is considered old, especially if you're in a rebuild. And especially defensively, Marshawn Lattimore is amazing. Paulson Adebo, Alontae Taylor, Chris Harris Jr. We have some things to fix. I am not going to keep Derek Carr in this team for much longer. I'm going to say he's going to start this first year, then I'm probably going to immediately replace him. And then after that, I'm going to replace Michael Thomas. So this first year, we're going to be taking a lot of hits. I'm going to be trading away Andreas Pete at the midseason mark for sure. But anyways, let's move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-3. The Panthers at the top of the division, balling with Bryce Young without DJ Moore. And I'm just going to keep auto-generated rookies as always. And we're going to see what we got for the scouting national focus. Surprisingly, the Cardinals beat us. I honestly think they're going to be the worst team in the NFL next year. But what do I want? Offensive line is pretty good right now. I think I should probably go receiver or linebacker. I'm going to go receiver. I know that may seem like the unpopular choice, but also, wait, I'm retarded. I need to go quarterback. I don't know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I thought we had our franchise QB. Yeah, Derek Carr is our rental player right now. We're going to go to region breakdown and then quarterback, 100%. For some reason, I just completely forgot about that. I thought Derek Carr was going to be here for a long term, but he's not going to be here long term in Madden. Probably not in real life either. But Michael Thomas, even though he doesn't want to be here, I want to try to tag and trade him at the end of the year. Never mind, we're negative 14 million. Brian Edwards doesn't even want to be here. If I can try and tag, Michael Thomas, I definitely will. And nobody has given me a trade offer for Andreas Pete. So with that being said, I'm just going to bite the bullet on his contract this year, and he's going to immediately get off my team. Who has an high interest in Andreas Pete? Sure, nobody does. Sure, the Titans. You need a left guard, right? Let's give you Let's take the 5th round pick for Andreas Pete. There, take his contract off my hands. Garbage ass contract. Anyways, let's move in to the playoffs. And here we are finishing 8-9, barely missing the playoffs. So I can kind of see that in real life, but I can definitely see the Saints making the wild card this year. Derek Carr, actually a pretty good season other than the pass rating, really. 25th best offense, 16th best defense. 25th best offense isn't good. 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Not a bad season for sure. But 96 pass rating isn't good. 61% completion percentage. Alvin Kamara, 13 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry, 1,200 yards. Pretty good year. And Traquan Smith, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Really? That's our leading receiver. Chris Olave, okay, surprising. Defensively, Demario Davis, 132 tackles, sacks for a loss, 16 for Cam Jordan, sacks 19 for Cam Jordan, and receptions 5 for Marshawn Lattimore. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Ty Summers. I completely forgot about Ty Summers. Isn't he like 29 now? Anyways, let's move in to the offseason. And the Bengals beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. There are no awards here for the New Orleans Saints. Unfortunately, Bryan Bresee does not win Defensive Rookie of the Year, which sucks, but it's fine. I'm just going to have to deal with it. Any offensive upgrades? No, none at all. Defensively, no, none at all. Wow, I'm so excited to do this rebuild. Anyways, let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC South, Justin Houston and Calais Campbell both retire. I guess that's fine. Don't really care. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we have here. Michael Thomas, Brian Edwards. Yeah, nobody of interest. Nobody of interest at all. And actually, I do kind of want to just tag Michael Thomas so that way I can tag and trade him for something. I think in real life, someone would be willing to trade away a 3rd round pick or something like that for Michael Thomas. So I'm just going to offer this. Yeah, he's going to test free agency. Yeah, I don't think so. Tag and trade time. We only have $19 million to spend. So I'm not even going to bother in free agency right now because I know we have a cap situation. So let's move into the draft. In the 1st round, I'm picking up Brian Rich out of Oklahoma. It said he was a 1st round projected quarterback, but his talent was rated as a top 5. So he's a top 5 talent, but with normal dev. But he's 6'3", 231 out of Oklahoma. 96 throw power is amazing. Only 75 speed, but 86 acceleration. That's odd. Normal dev, and he had some A's here and there, but honestly, he doesn't look that amazing. But apparently, he said he was a top 5 talent, which is hard to believe. But hey, he's going to be our future quarterback. And in the 3rd round, I'm picking up center Niles Baskett out of Boston College. 6'5", almost 300 pounds, 85 strength, and 81 acceleration. Hidden dev. I'm going to move him to left guard. A's across the board. He looks good. And in the 4th round, I'm picking up left outside linebacker Jarek James out of Kansas State. Hidden dev, 6'1", 232, 80 speed, 89 acceleration, A zone coverage, B awareness, and I was like, okay, good enough for a 4-3 scheme. This is the team after the draft. Baskett is a 72 overall, and I'm going to move him to left guard to replace Andreas Pete. And guess what? I don't have to pay him. That's my favorite part. I love it whenever I don't have to pay rookies. Also, we got Overton, who I picked in the 2nd round, who might be good. Michael Thomas, I'm going to trade him away for like a 3rd and a 6th round pick. Because in Madden, I could probably get a 1st out of him. If I'm being realistic, I could probably get a 1st. But in real life, is anyone going to trade away a 1st round pick? Absolutely not. I'm sure he would go to a place like the Cowboys, actually. No, they don't have a high interest. Never mind. The Falcons? Sure. Let's get like a 3rd and a 6th. I feel like that would be fair enough compared to real life. I could probably get a 1st if I wanted to, like a late 1st round pick from like the Bills or the Bengals, but realistically, I'm not going to get that. So Chris Olave is going to be wide receiver 1. Overton, I'm going to move to wide receiver 2. He was my 2nd round pick. Rich is a 76 overall, already higher than Derek Carr, so he's going to be the starter. Defensively, looking into it, James is a 64, but he's going to be better than Zach Bond in my opinion, because he just does have the star dev, which Zach Bond does not. Specialist, I'm going to have Overton starting in the slot just so that way he can get more reps. Bryan Bresee is going to be the rush defensive tackle, and Isaiah Folksky, I want him to start over Peyton Turner for sure. Let's see what we have for the offensive scheme. I want to change it to Philadelphia because I know it's a pass-heavy offense, and I want to get my rookie quarterback to rookie of the year. So if he can get in a pass-heavy offense and put up a hella stats because we're in an oversaturated pass scheme, here we are 4-2, top of the division with my new quarterback. Hey, let's go. Anyways, let's see what we got for the Scouting National Focus. I think Like, I think I am going to go middle linebacker, even though I kind of want receiver here. I do need middle linebacker because I think Demario Davis will retire any day now. Same with Cam Jordan. Let's see what we got for the players ready to negotiate. So we're going to have Cam Jordan. I want him back for another year. I'll slowly negotiate his contract down. Honestly, we have quite a bit of cap room. Juwan Johnson, feel like I can get someone better in free agency. I'm not going to lie. He's going to be 27. I don't even think he's going to make it to like an 83 overall. So, yeah, I'm going to walk on him. Cesar Ruiz, I do want back. Actually, I don't care. If he doesn't want to stay here, he's going to stay. Our cap situation isn't even that bad anymore now that we don't have Andrews Pete. Will Lutz, I do want to give a contract, 5 years. Does that sound good to you? He resigns. And then, nobody here. I want. How much does Derek Carr take up? Because if he takes up much, he's not going to be here next season. And I don't see him in the contract negotiations, so I'll cut him. Do you even have a mentor tag or anything? You have a bridge QB tag. Not my bridge QB. Contracts. Oh, I only have to pay him $6 million for the next year? Fire. Dude, that's not how much his contract was in real life, but hey, he's not going to be here next year. I know that. But let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we are 12-5 top the division. Wow, that's actually pretty surprising with our new rookie quarterback. I guess Philadelphia's playbook is just goated. He did pretty good. He did better than Derek Carr. 24th offense. 16th best defense. 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 100 pass rating. That's a great rookie season. Alvin Kamara, 12 touchdowns, 4.3 per carry, 1,200 yards. Overton, the rookie, Kenny Overton, 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. That deserves start av. Juwan Johnson. Why is Chris Olave doing nothing? Defensively, Pete Werner, 132 tackles for a loss, 17 for Cam Jordan. Sacks, only 7 for Cam Jordan. Interceptions, 6 for Marshawn Lattimore. Safety, 0 defensive touchdowns is 2 for Marshawn Lattimore, 1 for Tyrann Mathieu. Maybe Marshawn Lattimore gets Superstar X Factor for having 6 interceptions and 2 safeties, I believe that was, or was it 2 defensive touchdowns? I don't know. I'm stupid. But, okay, we're one and done. Let's move into the offseason. The Packers beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl. Devondre Campbell wins the Super Bowl MVP. Matthew Stafford wins the league MVP. That's surprising. Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year. Brian Rich wins the Rookie of the Year. That is exactly what I wanted from him. Honestly, the Philadelphia playbook is not bad. 12-5, I'm going to keep it. And yeah, he has start av now. Derek Carr, can I just cut him? Can I just cut him? Does anyone? Yeah, I'm just going to cut Derek Carr. I don't need him. He can walk. Yeah, he's gone. Traquan Smith, Chris Olave, Overton didn't get start av, having 1,200 yards in a season. I mean, yes, he only had 5 touchdowns, but 1,200 yards in a season is a very hard task to accomplish as a rookie. So he's staying as a start av. Gonna give him star. Juwan Johnson, he can walk. I don't care. Our basket has start av. Pete Werner gets start av now. James has start av. And Marcus May is regressing. Fortunate no upgrades to the defensive line. We need to improve that. Let's move into the re-sign players. In the NFC South, nobody retires for our team or any other team in the division. But let's see what we have for the re-sign players. I think Jawan James is here. Yeah, I don't want him. He's already 27. Traquan Smith, I can find someone better. Everyone else here I don't have an issue with, but I don't really want them. $72 million to spend, so not really much of a cap problem anymore. Let's move into free agency. After free agency, I got Ed Oliver because Cam Jordan is not going to be with us for much longer on our defensive line. Devin White because Demario Davis is not going to be with us longer on our linebacking core. Donovan Peoples-Jones as a receiver too, and Julian Love to replace Marcus May. I'm just getting out with the old, in with the new. Let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up an Ohio State cornerback, Kenny Alley out of Ohio State. I just said that. 5'9", 183, normal dev, 91 speed, 91 acceleration. He had elite strength, A catching, B zone coverage. I thought he was going to be good enough. I guess not. And in the third round, I'm picking up tight end Justin Salivi out of Penn State. Hidden dev, 6'6", 248, 84 acceleration, 81 speed. I saw B catching, and I was like, sure, good enough in the late third round. And here we are after the draft. I'm going to start my 66 overall star development or better tight end. I have Taysom Hill here. Doesn't he take up more cap room than Derek Carr in this simulation? I'm pretty sure he takes it. Yeah, $14 million for a second string quarterback. Can I cut you? Like, do I need you on this? Yeah, get out of here. I saved $2 million and I'm going to save $14 million next year if you're off the team. I'm going to need to just sign a mentor in his place. I don't want Taysom Hill here. I know in real life Taysom has a position. He has a position of value, but in Madden, is he useful? Absolutely not. He has no value on my team. Is there anyone that is a mentor here? Yeah, Nick Foles, sure. A 35-year-old QB who's 99% going to retire at the end of this season in Madden, because as soon as they get signed to a team, they're just like, nah, no mentorship, I'm done. But let's see what we got for the rest of the team. I'm going to move the tight end back up to where he is. Donovan Peoples-Jones was honestly a solid signing. I like the receiving core. Our O-line's good. We have a good running back. Honestly, our quarterback had a pretty good rookie season. Davis, I'm going to move Demario Davis to left outside linebacker, because even though I do have that star dev left outside linebacker, he's more of a depth player for us. So Demario Davis is going to move to the left outside linebacker, and our linebacking core looks pretty good. Our D-line looks pretty good. 3 X factors on defense, 3 superstars. 2 of those X factors are about to be gone. But Ali is 75 overall. He's good. He's just not star development good. Here we are at the midseason mark, because we are 2-5. The entire team just sucks. Okay. I don't know what to do. Let's go back to what I know, boys. No more Philadelphia. Back to the division rivals. I did this in my last video and it worked. My tight end has only star dev. Man, I am what I like to call screwed. Yeah, I can't do anything. It's just the way it is. Anyways, let's see what we got for the scouting national focus. I guess I am going to go defensive end. Well, no, because I won't be able to develop them in time. Good on receivers. Do I go tight end? Do I really need to go tight end here? Do I go middle linebacker to get depth middle linebacker, or maybe move him to outside linebacker? That could work. Brainstorming ideas here. Players ready to negotiate. Tyrann Mathieu, I do want you back for another year at least. You want 2? That's fine with me. Cam Jordan, I think you're going to have to walk. It depends how you do this season. You only had 7 sacks last season. Demario Davis, exact same concept. It just depends how you do. Pete Werner, do want back, 4-year deal. Bring the length down, okay. Whatever. Paulson Adebo, I do want back, player-friendly contract. Re-sign him. And Blake Gilligan can walk. I can just get a different punter. Pate Turner, please get off my team. Jamal Williams can walk. Everyone else here can walk. So apart from that, guys, it's now time to move into the playoffs. Oh yes, my favorite game to play every year. My 6-11 Saints, who were a significantly better team than the previous year. They were 12-5 last year. Now we're 6-11. My quarterback suddenly sucks. 30th best offense, 9th best defense. 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 95 passer rating. Alvin Kamara, 14 touchdowns, 4.6 per carry, 1,300 yards. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Overton, 10 touchdowns, 901 yards. Dude, I swear, Chris Olave hasn't done shit this entire rebuild. Like, I know this isn't a bad season, but whenever you're the number 1 receiver on my team, I expect you to be putting up at least 1,000 yards. Devin White, 128 tackles for a loss, 17 for Ed Oliver, sacks, 16.5 for Cam Jordan. He's getting re-signed. Isaiah Folksky, finally, 13.5 sacks. Ed Oliver, 11 sacks, and 3 interceptions for Marshawn Lattimore. Safety, 1 for Isaiah Folksky. Defensive touchdown, 0. Folksky should definitely get superstar dev. Let's move into the offseason. And the Chiefs beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl as Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP. Brandon Ayuk on the Chiefs wins Offensive Player of the Year. I can honestly see that happening in real life. There are no awards here for the New Orleans Saints, but let's see what we got for the player upgrades. Offensively, I'm assuming nobody because we ranked 30th. Yeah, nobody, and my tight end probably won't cut it for this final season, so I'll probably have to trade for one or get one in free agency. Defensively, Folksky doesn't get star dev, which doesn't make sense. I'm going to give it to him. Nobody gets an upgrade, really? Folksky has 13.5 sacks in the season. He's definitely getting it. Peyton Turner, get off my team and never come back. Number 1 Peyton Turner fan. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, let's see if he did get it. Yep, it did assign it to him. He's only a 77 overall without the boost. Let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC South, Nick Foles and Demario Davis both retire, but I can still re-sign Cam Jordan because he actually had a really good season. He had 16.5 sacks, so he doesn't want to be here anymore. Just stay. It's the final season. I don't care if I'm paying you for 3 years. Just stay. Pete Werner, I'll just give you the player-friendly deal, dude. I'll just give you the player-friendly if that makes you happy, okay? He resigns, and I don't want anyone else here. Not interested. So let's try and find someone in free agency and just move into it. So after free agency, a lot of people didn't want to be here, but money changed their mind. Got JOK, moved him to left outside linebacker. Got Darren Waller as their tight end. Signed him on a 5-year deal, just paid him extra to be here, but this is the final season. JC Horn as a DB2. And also our rookie DB, Ali, got started at, I didn't even notice till now. And Jamin Davis, who was going to start at right outside linebacker, and I moved Pete Warner to secondary middle linebacker. So let's move in to the draft. In the first round, I'm selecting a depth defensive tackle out of Wisconsin, Romeo Balmer out of Wisconsin, 6'5", almost 300 pounds, 91 strength is great, hidden dev. He looks pretty good, A's across the board and a couple C's too, but hey, he has hidden dev, that's what matters. In the second round, I'm picking up Kareem Ingram out of USF, 5'8", 175, hidden dev, 97 speed, 98 acceleration, very fast. He had a couple B's, so I picked him in the second round. He seems pretty good. And here we are after the draft. Ingram is a 76 overall, but we have a great receiving core, great offensive line, great weapon at tight end, great running back room too, and also the CPU picked up this guy, Johnston. And also quarterback is an 81, not bad. Defense looks great, stacked. Our defensive lineman, 75 overall. Bomber looks great. We have a great secondary. It really should not be a problem. We're only an 85 overall. That seems crazy. I mean, I guess our defensive line is a little bit lacking here. Our defensive tackle too. And Isaiah Folksky is a low overall. I guess our quarterback's low overall, but that's really about it. And I guess maybe our offensive line, but McCoy and Ramczyk aren't that bad. I really don't know how we're only an 85. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to move into the fourth and final season and the playoffs. And here we are at the top of the division, 13-4, somehow not getting a first round bye, coming off a win to the Seahawks. This could be the year. I mean, the Saints said that about the Minnesota Miracle and the pass interference and the offensive pass interference with the Vikings game, but 16th best offense, second best defense, quarterback 4,100 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, really 100 pass rating. He really hasn't been that good for us. Alvin Kamara, 4.7 per carry, 12 touchdowns, 1,600 yards. I'm glad I kept him. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 1,000 yards. Dude, Chris Olave, this is seriously the best season you've had with us, like the entire time in the simulation. Does he just suck in simulation? Why? This is so stupid. Whatever. Defensively, Devin White, 114 tackles, tackles for a loss, 20 for Ed Oliver, sacks 13.5 for Ed Oliver, 12.5 for Cam Jordan, 11 for Isaiah Folksky, and 4 interceptions for Marshawn Lattimore. Safeties, 1 for Ed Oliver, 1 for Isaiah Folksky, 0 defensive touchdowns. So anyways, guys, let's see what we got against the Detroit Lions. Have we even won a playoff game yet? I don't know. I think maybe. I don't know. I don't think we have. And we beat them 27-21 here to face the 8-9 San Francisco 49ers. It's going to be a close matchup at home, though. So let's move into it. And here we are against the Niners. 3-0 start for the Niners. We immediately punt. And then, okay, we respond 3-3. Second quarter. Take our first lead 3-6. Wow, defense holding up strong. 10-9. Right after I say defense is holding up strong. 17-15, 24-15, 24-18. And yeah, that's going to be wraps. Yeah, 29-26. We're not going to get past the divisional. That is unfortunate. It's just, sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. I thought I built a really good team, and especially defensively. Brian Rich, our quarterback, was really not that good. Derek Carr wasn't good for us either. It's always trying to develop quarterbacks is always just my kryptonite in Madden rebuilds. It's just, if I have a solid quarterback with a decent overall, like even if I have Mac Jones, I can rebuild a team. It's just trying to develop a team from a rookie QB, especially that starts out with normal dev. But anyways, guys, apart from that, let me know which team you want me to rebuild next. We're going to see who wins the Super Bowl and all that. 49ers win the Super Bowl. Nick Bosa wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. There are no awards here for the Saints. I'm going to give you guys a final look of the over team before I head out because I just spent an hour of my life doing this. And Johnston has an X factor. That would have been sick to rebuild this guy. Max Johnson, halfback out of Ohio State. Wow, they love Ohio State players. Yeah, and also Carson. Who is this guy? I guess a receiver was superstar. Ingram only has star dev. The AI is just a god at drafting. I should just let them draft JOK as superstar now. But anyways, guys, apart from that, let me know if you guys did enjoy this rebuild down in the comments below. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.